Okay, Jude, in answer to your question, I was just in the middle of my own video. Decided to take a little break from my YouTube video and go watch YouTube, and this is what I get. So, I want to keep it fresh, right? And, you know, as long as we're going to talk about Japan, I'm going to be as Japanese as I possibly can. Okay? Now, I don't know exactly what this means. I think it means that I'm always going to win. Okay? I'm turning more Japanese by the second. Got my ninja shirt on. I'm practically Japanese. And I live in Japan. I've lived here for roughly 2.5 years. On and off. I've wanted to come here since I was a child. My nanny was Japanese when I was growing up. It's just always been in me. I really admire the spirit of Japan. Their philosophies, the beauty of it. Anyways, I digress. Let's talk about your questions. Now, you know how I'm going to do. I'm going to rant, and I'm also going to hit back with another question. Why would you want to be Japanese? I want to live in this country. I like the culture, but I used to want to be Japanese. I don't think I want to be Japanese anymore. I don't think I want to be Canadian. I think that's why I came here originally. I want to run away from those definitions. Learning the language is cool. You get to understand more of their culture, and I like the culture, but we'll never be Japanese, especially not in Japanese. Like my girlfriend, I guess, some of her friends, maybe. There's always weird incidences where, I feel awkward around other Japanese, like especially speaking the language. If I could speak the language perfect, yeah, maybe I'd feel a little more comfortable about it. But I always feel like they consider me an outsider. I've had some really rude people with me too. Really rude to me. Like my first 2 months here, some guy, when I was trying to buy something, told me, and I couldn't understand it, but I was with a Japanese girlfriend at the time. That's how I learned most of my language, was from Japanese girls. I'm cool with that, by the way. I like Japanese chicks. See, I'm getting sidetracked already. Because Tokyo Zeppelin did that whole video about, not knowing anybody that comes here for Japanese girls. I didn't come here for Japanese girls. Okay, but that's definitely in my top 10. It's not even Japanese. It's the fact that I like dark hair, dark complexion, dark eyes. I'm not really a fan. Maybe I'm my own race-hating bastard. You know what I mean? I'm quite reminiscent of Japanese in that way. Fuck, got sidetracked. Come on, pull it together, kid. Yeah, the guy, when I first got here, said to me that, and I was with the girl, and he said in her, like in front of her, that this is Japan, and because this is Japan, I should speak Japanese. And I really wish I would have understood Japanese then, because I would have told them, this is the fucking world, and I think Japan is a little bit late to that realization. In Canada, you're welcome to live in Canada and be Canadian, as long as you say, okay, this is where I want to hold my ground. This is where I want to stay. This is my stand. I'll never be Japanese. You'll never be Japanese. It's pointless. As far as trying to assimilate, to the point where you even act Japanese, I don't think it can be done. If you can wipe out your own memories and forget your past, by all means, you can become Japanese. Now, again, I don't think they'll ever accept you. Some will. Some people that are internationally minded, and I can find them, actually. And when they are internationally minded, they are really internationally minded. Like, they get the whole idea. Japan is kind of, and again, this is, maybe a euphemism or an overused thing, maybe not even a reality, maybe it's something that I've heard, so now I see it, but they're cookie-cutting, kind of people. Everyone kind of the same, right? But when they break out of that mold, they really break out, man. They really break out. So, again, wherever you go, there's assholes and there's good people. And when these people become, open, they really open up. Like their artists. Some of their artists are freaking wild, man, with their stuff. They're too out there for me. Anyways. Was that it for questions? Is that it? Just will they ever become Japanese? Learn the language? Hold on, can I reference the video real quick here? Can I do that? Do you mind? I hope you don't mind.
This way. If you mastered Japanese and knew pretty well about Japanese culture and started living in Japan in a real way.
In a real way? What the fuck does that mean? Do you know who sent you this? There's this guy, I think it's like Shinobi77 or whatever. He's like one of those Japanese supremacists, you know? Traditionalist, nationalist, whatever. And the guy always says to me that, yeah, it's alright for foreigners to live in Japan as long as they become Japanese. Well, how dull is that? You know, I mean, why hold on to the past? The future is the only place where people belong. Yeah, and I mean, don't get me wrong. There will be reminiscence of it. There will always be that spirit that lives on. What I think is Japan, I think still lives on in me. Anyways, the guy, his favorite saying is, when in Rome, do as Rome, or be... I'm an idiot. When in Rome, do as Rome. Whatever, you know what I'm saying. The idea being that that's just a saying, man. That's not an actual fucking, reality. It's just what people say. Lots of people say it, so it's got to be true.
You would be recognized as a Japanese citizen. So what I want to do is turn that comment into some questions for you guys, especially those of you who've lived here for a long time.
Come on, hurry up, Jude. I'm trying to entertain you here.
Question 1 is, how do you feel about that phrase, to start living in Japan in a real way?
I addressed that. Don't like that.
What do you think it means to live in Japan in a real way?
I'm living in Japan in a very real way. In the most possibly real way I can. I try to accept their culture, even the things that I think are a little bit wrong, I give tolerance to. I learned that from Victor. You know, I mean, we can't judge their culture. It's their culture. I have my own culture, okay?
Then, do you think as a foreigner you could ever master the language or the culture of Japan?
Yeah. Do I think as a foreigner I could ever master the language? Language, yes. Culture, no. I think that's going to be it for me tonight. I hope I addressed everything in a reasonably concise fashion. I feel like I got something more, though. I always do. I always got something more to say. If you're wondering, yes, Jude, I know you'll be able to read this. I know it's upside down, okay? I'm a little bit Columbo like that. I'm going to go back to my video. And, yeah, please don't tag me anymore. Lucidia, you tagged me for the sexy look, so I'm going to do that whole, if you don't mind, I'm going to waste your time, Jude, and, here's the sexy look. I'd like to call it blue steel. Huh? Magnum, maybe? Okay. What, I still got a minute and a half. Come on, man, let me rant more. Shoots.